versus Corey Buffkin, 25-03118, appearance, please.
Anna Buckingham for the people requesting to practice under 8.120 under the supervision of Haley Gill.
Motion granted.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Buffkin, who is approaching counsel table now.
Mr. Buffkin was scheduled for a jury trial today on assault and battery. His witnesses here.
They are, Your Honor.
Your Honor, today was my first chance to speak with Mr. Buffkin. I've been trying to reach him for a little while, have been unable to get through to him. At this point, I am not prepared to proceed with trial. There's been no opportunity to consult with my client regarding a defense here.
We had a final pretrial. There's been more than opportunity. There's been a pretrial. There's been a final pretrial. This has been pending to October. Today's the date and time set for trial. If he didn't want to participate in his defense, it's not your problem. You were supposed to be prepared for trial.
Your Honor, I believe without consultation with him, given the facts here, there's no competent and ethical way to prepare for trial without meeting with him.
He did that to himself.
I understand, Your Honor, but it's still my license here that I don't believe is ethically permissible.
Today's the date and time set for trial. Why didn't you return your attorney's phone calls?
I wasn't getting emails or phone calls.
You weren't getting emails and phone calls?
I'm calling the exact dates now. I know it's early December, mid-December, and then early January, mid-January, and then again last week. Emails started getting kicked back to me as undeliverable middle of December. Voicemails I was getting phone calls I was getting a voicemail that was full and could not leave a message.
Your voicemail's full?
I guess so. I don't know.
Not you guess so.
I work so much that I don't.
Yeah, we're not recalling a witness in here. Today's the date set for trial. You have two options. You're either, and you knew you had a trial coming up. You weren't guessing whether or not I had trial. You didn't even make any attempts to try to get in contact with your lawyer. We're calling in a jury, or you can plead to the charge. Which one do you want to do?
Call in the jury.
Thank you.
Yeah, may I have a moment to call my supervisor? Again, I do not feel that this is ethically permissible for me to proceed to trial given this situation.
You have a client, you did your due diligence, but everyone knew that this was the date set for trial. And the jury is getting called in today. We're running a trial. It's not ethically permissible for you to go back and forth with me on my ruling either.
I understand. I just
you made what you wanted to say on the record clear. I made a ruling. Today is the date, the same way I would have made a ruling if the roles were reversed and they did not have their witness. When they knew today was today's date for a trial, you would have wanted me to dismiss this case. It's also a disadvantage to the state and to the victim who came here in sub-zero temperatures after this has been set for trial since November. If your client didn't want to participate in his defense, that doesn't have.
The judge makes it clear that Mr. Buffkin's lack of participation and failure to cooperate are not valid reasons to delay the trial. The case has been on the docket for months, and the judge criticizes the defendant for not taking his legal obligations seriously. The trial will continue, underscoring the importance of accountability, and the court insists that both sides must proceed without further delays.
Have anything to do with the fact that you've had this discovery since October. And you've met with him more than one time because we've had more than one court date.
Your Honor, just to point out a separate thing, there is a witness not here. One of the officer witnesses is not here.
I think we received an email about that.
Yes.
That doesn't have anything to do. They say they don't need them to proceed. They're ready to proceed. The court is ready to proceed. And you were advised, we went through this beforehand. I said there will be no resets on the trials. That's why we have a final pretrial date. He had his contact information then. I'm assuming you all spoke then. If you didn't schedule a meeting then, I don't know what to tell you.
I tried calling him the day after that final pretrial.
You should have scheduled a meeting when you had him there. You know the type of clientele you deal with. This whole, and you have a history of, you know how long it took us to get through the docket yesterday because we were waiting for the public defenders to meet with their clients. And I recognize there's situations where things are outside of your control, but it can't be that I'm here all day waiting for you to talk to your clients. That's not permissible either. It's not permissible. And so if he didn't want to participate in his defense, it doesn't mean that the trial doesn't go forward. He knew he had trial. He did not return the missed phone calls to you. He didn't say, hey, I got a trial, I should get in touch with my attorney. He made it his own decision that he's not participating in his defense. It has nothing to do with your ethical responsibility to still be prepared for trial today. Did you tell him that we're calling the jury? Thank you. Raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? You can put your hand down. Okay, Mr. Buckley, you do understand that today being the date and time set for your trial, that you have the right to maintain innocence. You have that presumption, and that presumption will proceed throughout a trial. You understand that? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and at the time of trial, the prosecutor would have to prove each element of the charge of assault and battery beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to question or cross-examine any witnesses that they call to testify against you, the right to call your own witnesses to testify on your behalf, and the right for you to take the stand, or you can maintain your silence and not have silence be used against you. You understand that?
Yes.
And you're willing to give up those rights today to plead guilty?
Yes.
Is anyone coercing you to do that?
No.
Any promises extended if you plead guilty? Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No.
You understand that by pleading guilty, it could result in a conviction that you may need to report to a current employer.
Yes.
It also could result in a conviction that you might need to put on a future job application, and it could have impact on where you can travel or get immigration status. You understand that?
Yes.
As to the charge of assault and battery, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Is that because you believe you're guilty?
Yes.
Factual basis?
Thank you, Your Honor. Is it true that on or about October 15th of 2025, you were present at or near 612 Leslie Street?
Yes.
Is that in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, Michigan?
Yes.
And at that time, were you present with an individual named Jennifer Feldpausch?
Yes.
And is it true that while you were present with her, there was some kind of a verbal argument between the two of you?
Yes.
And at some point during that verbal argument, you did touch her in a way that she did not want, like a push or something?
Yes.
And is it true that that was against her wishes
Yes.
and not in self-defense? Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that satisfies the factual basis.
People are satisfied, Your Honor.
The court is also satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find your plea to be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. So we do have the victim here, correct?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
I have his criminal history. Any objection to immediate sentencing?
Your Honor.
I'd request it.
I don't want to make a statement at all.
Your Honor, I would have to check in. Is that okay? Thank you.
Cover your appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lawrence Sutter on behalf of Mr. Buskins.
The victim, Jennifer, shares her emotional impact of the assault, detailing the physical pain and trauma she endured. She describes the chaos caused by Mr. Buffkin's actions, including the distress caused to her child, who witnessed the aftermath. Jennifer's statement reveals the deeper, personal consequences of the assault, highlighting the lasting emotional and physical scars it has left on her family.
To my right.
Did your victim want to make a statement at all?
Yes, Your Honor, I have Miss Jennifer Feldpausch.
State your name for the record.
Jennifer Feldpausch.
You spell that.
JENNIFER. Feldpausch. FELDPACH.
Thank you.
Your Honor, real quick, may she sit? She just sprained her ankle.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
What did you want to share with the court?
I just kind of wanted to give you a little insight on the impact that this put on my family and my daughter who was there that witnessed the assault. I love my cousin. I love my baby cousins. This is drew a huge divide between my family and hers, and also my intermediate family, which he continued to cause more chaos by denying the assault. And I only ever went over there to help them, take or get groceries for the family, take things for the babies that they needed, bought stuff. I was always there helping them out, which kind of made the this a little bit more, way more personal when I was always just trying to help them out. My 8-year-old was there when it happened. She didn't witness the act of it, but she heard it. She heard the commotion. She had to run out of the house with me. He had headbutted me in my face. Luckily, within 1 second, as I seen him lunging at me, I was able to pull my head back so he didn't shatter my nose. He got my 2 front teeth. Still doing going to the dentist. I still had pain in my tooth. I couldn't eat for 3 days. For probably about another 2 weeks, I had to eat off these teeth back here. I still can't bite into an apple, something hard. I still can't use my front teeth for that. I still have another appointment to go back into my dentist. And they told me if I'm still having pain, we have to look into doing a root canal. My jaw is slightly shifted where now my teeth don't sit right together no more. If I do decide to even go forward with that, you would have to re-injure my jaw to reset my teeth. And it was just over the anger and rage that came so quickly out of really nothing. Like it's just mind blowing to me the situation even happened. But I think I just hope, he showed no remorse, and that's why I'm here today. By the way, he's went through my family, the way he's talked about it, the way he's lied about it. And because I was willing to let it go for his kids and his, my cousin.
Let me just stop you so I can have clarity, because essentially most of the information I got came from the factual basis. So what I'm gathering from what you're saying is that your relationship with him was through your cousin?
Yes, my cousin Holly.
Your cousin Holly,
today?
I'm sorry?
Who is here today?
Your cousin Holly is in relationship with him?
Yes,
Okay.
his kid's mother.
Okay, and so you were there to help that day?
Yeah, I
Or
always
visit.
would come in and help. They would take him to get groceries.
And something happened?
Yeah, I
You
didn't
got
know,
into
like,
something
I
and
didn't
he
know, like-
headbutted you?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, he took off for a couple hours, came back at 2 a.m. And my daughter was sleeping on the couch, and she had school in the morning. He was well aware we were staying there, and he thought he was gonna go sit on the couch alone with my child and turn the TV on, and she has to be up for school. And there's also previous history that I know to where I don't leave him alone with my child. I simply asked him not to do that. And that is where it spiraled. He said, I can't watch TV in my own effing house. And it spiraled from there. I went out, got my cousin. I'm not gonna go through the whole
I get it.
situation.
I'm clear.
Okay, so yeah, it's, I just feel that there needs to be some kind of consequences, and I don't feel it's simple, so I'm still ongoing with it. My daughter, I had to witness it. She was traumatized, outside crying, dealing with the cops at 2 a.m. So I just kind of wanted to, it highly impacted us and my
There's
family and
been
my
no-
child.
I'm sorry to cut you off. There's been no request for restitution, correct?
It's not been,
Okay,
I had the bill. I thought I turned it in. It got mixed up. I never got back over to get it. It was just the only part it was like $80 for me to go in because I was already having,
there was an initial dentist appointment for $80, but the rest of the injury requires more visits
That makes
and
sense.
determination.
no, so something she if wanted to pursue separately. Okay, anything else, ma'am?
no, I think that's it.
So thank you for sharing, and I can understand it being a difficult situation because family's involved. Anytime family's involved, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You can feel free to go back to your seat too, if you would like.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Sutter.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll be honest with you, a lot of this is brand new information. None of this is in the police report. None of this is mentioned by anyone. None of this is even described by the other person who was physically present there that day, who's also present here today. The actual cousin in question, Holly, is here, was there that night. None of that's something she has really described. Mr. Buckland's fully willing to accept responsibility for his role in this. I think he recognizes when tensions get high and arguments occur between family members, the answer is to not try and physically de-escalate, but to just walk away completely. I don't know. I don't know how credible I personally find some of what we just heard here, because it wasn't in the police report. It wasn't told to police. A lot of this is kind of brand new now, which is interesting information and not described by the other people who were present that night.
What portions are you, because I think
Children being around, severity of injury, she declined medical attention.
it's in the affidavit of probable cause.
That there was she called a headbutting and there was,
But
potential
the
dental
mention
follow-up.
of the child being there was, and that the child didn't obviously see it, that's mentioned in the affidavit of probable cause.
a child being present on the property, yes.
Here on the couch when this happened, because
And then we just heard her say that the child didn't witness anything, and then
she did say that the child didn't witness.
She first said she didn't, and then she later said she did witness it.
I understood her statement that, not that the child witnessed the headbutting, but that the aftermath, because obviously there was a commotion,
Right.
you know, and her mom is arguing. So I believe, and I could be wrong, that's what my understanding was, because she had already made it clear that her child didn't see it.
Sure.
So I don't think she was changing that portion. I think she's talking about the whole commotion situation. And I can assure that her child would, if her child was there, could hear the commotion, see her fighting with someone, that could be jarring. And then obviously, I'm assuming that they're not spending time with each other anymore. That could have an effect on the child too. Not discounting it, and we're not gonna discount her.
No, absolutely.
Her position, because she was the only one that's given her position. If your client wants to speak, he can do that as well, but we're not gonna discount her. And I recognize it may not have been in the police report. How many times are things not in police reports? But I do have much of this, of what she's saying about what happened. It didn't say why the argument ensued. It did state that her daughter was sleeping on the couch and that there was, that he came in and woke the daughter up. There was school in the morning. That was in the affidavit.
Yes. And I don't mean to discount the way she feels about the situation. I also don't mean to underplay the role Mr. Bufkin plays here. My point in saying this is I don't believe Mr. Bufkin is a violent person. I don't believe that this is a pattern for him. I don't believe it's a continuing risk of pattern for him. I think he has taken away from this situation a lot of concern about his own reactions to tense situations, verbal disagreements, especially ones involving his girlfriend, who he obviously feels quite protective of, who was also involved in this. And I don't know that punishment to the extent of lengthy probation or jail is appropriate for a person like him, because I don't think it does anything for him. I think anything that he could take away from the situation in terms of improving himself and changing the way he thinks moving forward has already been accomplished by nature of what's been going on so far. As to, again, not to discount Ms. Feldpausch's comments here, she's talking about him not taking accountability. Just a reminder, Mr. Bufkin is not allowed to communicate with her at all. He can't go and tell her he's sorry for anything. He's not allowed to be anywhere near her or talk with her. So he can't.
There was no
like
contact
that.
order.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that he complied.
Yes, Your Honor, he has stayed well away from her, so he can't do anything about taking accountability. And my strong advice to him every single time I talk to him is pretend she doesn't exist.
Mr. Bufkin speaks, explaining the events that led to the assault. He describes his frustration and emotional state at the time, providing context for his actions. However, the judge emphasizes that despite his emotional turmoil, he had no right to put his hands on someone, especially a woman, in such a manner. The judge reflects on the responsibility individuals have to control their emotions, especially in tense situations.
Don't go anywhere near her, don't think about her, don't talk to her, don't talk about her. So he can't do anything regarding remorse with her as long as this case is ongoing. To that, Your Honor, I believe he has a very limited or no criminal history. I don't think there's a history of concerns with violence with him. And I would ask the court today to consider fines for him, perhaps the $80 in restitution if the state has the receipt for that. But I don't believe more than that is going to achieve much for him or the community.
Client want to make a statement at all? Today, let me also remind you, today would be a good day if you wanted to apologize to do that. Did you want to make a statement?
Yes. So, what happened that night, Your Honor, was So what happened that night is I came back home from work and these two were intoxicated. I don't like being around that stuff as far as people that are alcoholics. I left. I went to wherever I went and I came back home around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I grabbed the remote. I tried to turn the TV on. She came running from outside with who she was with Holly. She came running inside though. She's like, turn the TV off. I was like, I don't have to turn my TV off. You know what I'm saying? She's like, turn it off. Me being nice, I turned it off. But then when I went back to my room, I was like, you know what? I can just grab my TV, put it in my room. So when I turned the light on to get my TV, she came there arguing with me. That argument led into the room. And then we started arguing and stuff. I did end up pushing her out of the room to get away from me. I told her to leave me alone. And when I did push her, she called the cops.
So you're not, you didn't headbutt her, is what you're saying?
Right. I did put my hands on her.
But not with your head? Okay. And you didn't hit her in the mouth, is what you're saying?
No, I did not hit her.
Okay. And
I did push her.
her child was sleeping on the sofa?
Yes, her child was sleeping.
Okay. On the sofa specifically is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And so.
But at no point in time did I ever try to sit down with her daughter.
No, that wasn't what I was. I think the issue is that the child was woken up when you turned the TV on or something.
Right, it was a school night.
Got it. Okay, but this is your home.
Right.
So you're feeling like this is my home. How are you gonna tell me what to do in my home? And so because of those emotions, and I'm sure you probably were frustrated too, because they were both drunk, you didn't want to be around it. So you already left, I'm assuming, and was frustrated.
Yeah, I tried to leave.
And then came back.
And they were still awake.
And so you had some frustrations that had not been dealt with. And you came back and then was immediately met with what you felt was some aggression about where and how you enjoy the use of your home. And that would make anybody within reason upset. But when you're upset, you don't have the right to put your hands on people. And especially putting your hands on a woman that's not threatening or touching you. She hasn't touched you, that's different. And your girlfriend was present?
Yes.
Okay. And so I would imagine that if your girlfriend was present, I don't know, I wasn't there, that she wouldn't allow her cousin to put her hands on you. That's what I would imagine. And you didn't say anything about the victim putting her hands on you, but that she was yelling and in your face, possibly. Is that what you felt?
Yeah. That's what. But there was like her touching me, like with her finger like this.
She touched you with her finger?
Yeah, like my wife can tell you.
For what purposes?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's just how she is. She's aggressive.
Okay.
It's always been like that.
Okay. And so did you ask her to leave?